So good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'm very pleased and honored to be here with this fantastic guest, which we have. We are going to get through shortly of their presentation. We are in the Borning Lifestyle Tech Competence Center Innovation. It's a hub for innovation in lifestyle. So design, of course, and smart working and smart living is one of the key topics where we're going to do research and scout for innovation. And today we have the pleasure to have here two friends, I have to say, but also two managers and entrepreneurs. We have Giovanni, which is brand marketing director at Harper. We will shortly know more about Harper and your job. Thank you for coming. And we have Candy, which she has an experience very much international, traveling all over the world. I've been working pretty much everywhere in the world as well. I've learned your story today was tremendously interesting. Thank you for joining us. And you're here as the CEO of UrbanX, if I'm right.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So Giovanni, can you please explain us what's your job and also what is Harper?
Harper is an Italian company specialized in design, in furniture, in the furniture industry, and we sell furniture worldwide. We sell worldwide. I mean, I would say 80 countries in the world. We have 9 showrooms, and Harper SPA is based in Treviso. So we are the typical Italian company from the northeast, and we sell normally to dealers, to key accounts for project in the corporate industry, in the hospitality, and other public spaces.
If I remember correctly, you're quite a sizable company because you have over 200 people in the headquarters. I know you are really, like, in a way or another, designing and furnishing companies all over the world, some very, very cool places, maybe some customer you could even mention, especially in the hospitality, but also in the co-working area or in the smart working places. I mean, I'm fascinated by the brand and the quality of your products, which I had the pleasure to see. As we are also considering them for setting up some innovation center here in Lugano. But what is the traditional way of selling before COVID? Like, how is it possible actually to sell furniture? Who are your clients? Who are the stakeholders? And what is the business model at the end?
First of all, the most important thing is to present our product in different way. We use fairs. We are in the Salone del Mobile in Milano. We have in the most important fairs worldwide, and we use a lot all the digital communication media. Normally we present this to architects and to key accounts, and normally they ask us to be part of projects. So they decide which kind are the product they will like. They would prefer to use it in their project, and then they will buy.
So usually it's a traditional way of like welcoming the architects and see the products, or how does it actually properly work?
In reality, yes, because the most important thing is to present the functionality of the products, to engage them in a very nice way. So it's really important to treat our clients and architects like it was a final customer. So to have a nice picture, nice video, and to present the different way of using the product. So we want to be like a partner of the architect in their project more than try to sell the final product only.
So if I understood correctly, and having some experiences now in setting up co-working, it's very interesting how those that are heavily deciding what to select or what to buy are not necessarily the ones that are actually paying, which is sometimes a bit of a strange situation. You're actually paying someone to tell you what to buy, and that's because, of course, there is on top consulting of the architects on how to set up a space, a layout, etc. And if I understood correctly, for what you said, one of the key, let's say, at least in Europe, key sector fear is actually Salone del Mobile, which I assume, and if I understood correctly, did not happen now due to COVID, as many other events, unfortunately, and fears. We know something about that. So what is right now the way in which you're reaching out architects and the way you're reaching out your final customer post-COVID, which I think expecting not too many physical events in the next month?
But what is really important is what we have done in terms of digital events, in terms of sales meeting, digital sales meeting, with our sales force around the world, and to present to our key customers and architects worldwide our solutions, our new product in a completely different way. I mean, now we are producing a lot of digital contents, from video to pictures, and at the same time, what we have done that is very interesting is we are recreating from the 16th of June. It will be in our website. We are recreating virtually our booth, our Salone del Mobile booth. So our architects and the people that go to our site, they can see in 3D and to have a completely different experience, to see our products, to see different solutions and situations of our new product with our normal product of the collection, and selecting different colors and fabrics. You will see the scene completely changing. So it's something really interesting. That is more, I would say, will give more dynamic versus the normal fair, because in the fair you see the product in a static way, so with their fabric, with their color, and with what we have done, you can really play with the different fabrics and with the different colors. We think that the future will be more and more in this way. It doesn't mean that Salone del Mobile is really an important event. Our showroom where you can really touch the product are really important for us, and to have an idea of the product in this industry. But the digital, I would say, experience is becoming more and more important.
And are you thinking about right now to offer new services to architects, to engage not only through the content and the products, but also new services? Is something that you're working on at the moment?
We have a project that the name is Harper Atelier. So Harper Atelier is more a tailor-made service on the project that the architects are doing. And we try to give them a solution that are not only the product that you have in the collection, but in case some different other product that you can tailor-made on the project that you are dealing with. We are doing this with I cannot say the name, but we are doing with some important client in the airport industry, and we have done this in some corporate office, in very important corporate office in US too.
Fantastic. Candy, you are coming from Italy, but you have a very international background. If I remember correctly, you're not necessarily coming from design and furniture, but you have an exciting project coming up in the domain of smart working, smart living, smart in general. Do you mind to explain us a little bit about yourself, where you're coming from, your background?
Sure. I'm originally born in Taiwan, so Chinese, but I grew up in the US, so educated, culturally, very American. My background has always been in management, technology consulting, so which is always project-based. So I've traveled all across the US, Europe, Asia, on projects. So I've been in Europe for about, specifically starting with Italy, probably for 12 years. Had some experiences in India, had a few years also in Germany. So, and always working for an American company. So with that experience in itself, let's say I've been remote working for several years. So normally I would work out of my home, and then obviously take travel for meeting customers and projects and such. So, I think through all the years, there was a gap in the marketplace that, was always in the back of my mind, because in traveling, you don't have your office. And so, where do you work? If you're not on the client site, where do you work? You'd either have to work from your hotel room, or you find some cafe where you have to order coffee. And then if they look at you after a while because you cannot stay there, on their Wi-Fi forever, there's always, it's always been a difficult situation, let's say. And, with the situation now, before there was always this need, but with the situation now with the COVID and the impact and the work from home, it's even more clear that smart working is very important. And, with the technology that we have now, it's possible to work anywhere and anytime.
So you believe, like having been a smart worker since many years all around the globe, and especially US and India and Europe, that the trend that we're seeing now of smart working is actually here to stay? Like it's something where you believe that we're going to have a future?
No, absolutely. I think the technology how it has always been here. It's been here for over 10 years. It was more of a the people, the psychology, the behavior, even for the companies to trust the employees to work anywhere. Obviously, the technology improves, year to year, and technology is the future. Okay, the future way of working is what we're calling flexible work. You can work from the office, you can work from your home, you can work on the beach, you can work from a hotel, you can work from a sofa of a restaurant. So the technology allows us, the tools allow us, the devices, the cloud technology, everything is ready for us and will only be better. So now it's a matter of acceptance by the people, by the corporations for smart working.
And what is Urban X now? So because you explain about yourself, about you as a smart worker since many years, I see you're very passionate about it, and you showed me before some very interesting data about the major trends here in smart working and smart living. But what is Urban X? What are you passionate about in the next month?
Okay, so Urban X is something I wish I had 10 years ago 20 years ago in all my travels, right? It's a digital marketplace where people looking for a specific space to work is connected with people who have space to offer. I think the trend of co-work space has been around already 4 or 5 years, even longer, and it's going to grow exponentially for sure in the future. But I think we have a responsibility as citizens and communities, of the world to be a little bit more sustainable. And I think what Urban X is looking for is not specifically just co-working space. It's basically a platform that has a space that you can work from anywhere, right? Underutilized spaces, whether it's a cafe or a bank or a gym or a shopping center, right? Any of these spaces can be used and converted to be a workspace, and it can be a new revenue stream for a lot of these businesses.
So what exactly are you going to offer and to whom? Because you're talking about gym, or you're talking about offices unused, or even hotel. So who is the customer? I guess there's a network effect here.
Yes, for sure. The key people I think that we'd like to target, especially from the beginning, are freelancers. The gig economy is tremendous. Okay, it's will only grow. Specifically in the U.S. and Europe, it's already 50% of the population of freelancers, and of course, Asia and Africa, it's also growing as well. The focus is on the freelancers, but not only, as well as employees who travel. So this is where I fit in. Let's say traveling everywhere, looking for a place to work. And the third area are corporations who are looking for a space. It can be a 1-week project, a 3-month project, or a 1-year project. They need a space to work. And, what's important is, especially now during the whole, we call it the human experience, the experiment of COVID now, corporations are beginning to reflect and think, what do I need all this real estate for? All the companies had build all these buildings and all these offices and campuses to incentivize people to come work with them because it's the cool place to work. But now they're rethinking, do I really need to spend all this money on space when technically they can work from home, they could work from, alternative workspaces?
Yeah, very interesting. And you as an entrepreneur, which you've been in the past, I understood, from in a different sector, more in the travel sector for Chinese millennials. What are you looking for establishing a company? You're very international. Thinking about here, we want to set up an innovation center for companies specifically in the design tech, and we are in Switzerland. How are you benchmarking the possibility to establish a company like in a hub like this one in Switzerland specifically, or in any other European country? So what are you looking for?
So from my experience, I've had experience setting up, let's say, business opportunities in India and Europe, where I'm a complete foreigner. I don't have the network and the community that I have, like I did have in the US. So for, not knowing anybody, for example, in Switzerland here, I would need a place, let's say, where I can call home, right? People who I can trust. A community who already has a network, right, of contacts where I don't need to start from scratch. So, not only is it important to have your network of, let's say, entrepreneurs and also the business community, but also the, incentives of being an innovative, innovative project, because not every country is, let's say, pro innovation.
I see. Giovanni, you work for a well-established company. Of course, it's very well known worldwide, as we discovered from your 8 hub around the world. By the way, I am a fan of the products of the company, and you are responsible of the marketing activity, which I guess they're going to. Even the budget allocation is going to change in the next month due to COVID. I mean, I guess a very easy point, you're not going to finance physical events, but on the other side, you're going to invest in different areas. What are your strategies for the next year, both in terms of innovating, so as your own strategy of innovation, and marketing allocation budgets? Where are you going to probably invest in the next month?
I think there will be an important shift in terms of investment in the digital communication. What is really important is that it will be a big breakthrough in terms of using new tools, for sure, because historically in this industry, the media or the tools that we used to have it were like the normal catalog and the fairs. So I think that in the future will not disappear important events like fairs, like the location where you can really meet the people in person and show them the product and make them try, for sure. But at the same time, there is a lot of other opportunity with the digital system to be in contact with them, to start a dialogue, and I think due to the fact that the COVID brought a lot of change, but we don't know what will be in the future, this change. And for sure, we have to be in contact with all our stakeholders and our clients to understand very well what will be the needs of the final consumers in the future. So what is really important and what is the key thing about the digital system is to create tools where you can really stay in touch with all the people worldwide, have webinars, have different kind of opportunities to change and to have an exchange in terms of things, in terms of ideas, in terms of what to do, what to use, which kind of service is the right one. The trends that we are seeing. Look, one of the examples that to me is really interesting is, I mean, most of the tech company in US now, they are saying our employees will stay at home. So they can stay at home. It's not an issue. Twitter said that the CEO from Twitter said, you can stay at home for indefinitely. Forever. What is coming out from an interesting survey that coming from Gensler Architect, it is one of the most important studios worldwide. Of all the people that were interviewed about staying at home to work, only 12% said, yes, I will stay at home. The other ones say, I don't want to stay at home. I want to perhaps stay 1 day a week, but the rest I would like 1 day to go in the office and other days go in other places like co-working office or other places, because at the end they don't want to lose the opportunity to be part of a community. Stay at home is not a final destination, I would say, for the future. At the same time, what is interesting in our industry is that we have to think about that the people that want to work from home, they don't have the furniture right for working from home. So there is an opportunity in terms of creating an office or creating a space where you can work in the right way. Due to the fact that Harper has been one of the pioneers in terms of bringing colors, form and style and design I would say homey design in the work environment is really interesting for us, because we have a great opportunity, because we can really bring technical product in the house, but with a style and color that fit with the home, the house, and it's something really interesting. At the same time, in terms of solution that we can present, is in this moment for co-working or other public spaces, different product that can allow the people to have a social distancing, like panels or other products, and so this is a great opportunity for sure. But digital system to me is really important, that will allow us to keep having the dialogue with the architects and our dealers to understand what is going on in the future.
We know that the furniture industry historically has been very fragmented around the world. So we have a lot of, let's say, companies specialized in some specific area of the furniture industry. It could be lighting, could be office table, it could be many different aspects of the furnishing, and it has been quite an industry, pretty fragmenting, apart from some very few exceptions. And very often the managerial style, especially in the Italian market, is much more close to entrepreneurship and to medium-sized company rather than a large organization. We saw the exercise of company like private equity, like Invest Industrial, to try to managerize and create a conglomerate in the furniture industry. But I guess this is part of the reason why digitalization in this segment, let's say, has been quite low in the past. Can you give us some info about how actually the market is, not only your company, but in general, the market is reacting now to topics like digital marketing, like new products, like e-commerce? Like, is there a shift post-COVID, in your opinion?
In reality, during the 3 months from February, March, and April, the e-commerce, the furniture e-commerce exploded. I mean, in the residential area.
Yeah.
For sure, there are a lot of companies that are really pushing that channel. For sure, I would say, is more residential, is more for consumer-oriented company. We are more in B2B business, so for us it will be important for the future, the e-commerce, when we will be more. We will have a residential collection more bigger than we have now. But for sure, in the market now, there are a lot of companies that are really rethinking about their business model. Still, I don't think that. The project in this moment still are run by architects and our dealers. The most important thing is to be really flexible in helping them to find the right solutions, and for sure to engage them with the digital channels, with the communication, with the social media, because it's something that they really enjoy to see, and in some cases like Pinterest, they use like a professional tool to see all the different products that they have. What is really important is regarding our website. For example, we have a configurator that you can really take a product and creating like you need in your project, and this is something that is going to be more and more important. So we are going to invest in this kind of a tool. And for sure, in our showroom will be really important to have the physical product, but at the same time to have the technical tools where you can already play with the project that you have, and the fabrics and the colors, and to do some simulation in our showroom.
How much do you expect is going to be the growth in digital advertising from 6 months ago in the next 18 months?
Wow, that's a big question. But for sure, in terms of depends on if you talk about residential channel, could be 30%. For sure, all the company now, they want to be seen by consumer that could buy in e-commerce. And in our area will be not so important, the increase.
Yeah. Thank you. Candy, you are like starting up this new company, Urban X, you are probably becoming a serial entrepreneur in the sense that you did entrepreneurs and companies before. What was your last company like? What was your experience just before launching Urban X?
The last company I had was called Genius Card Lifestyle, and it was a lifestyle travel curator application that basically was targeting the Chinese millennials for their travel in Europe. So instead of the usual visit the Eiffel Tower, the Colosseum, we were looking for very luxury, let's say local, unique experiences, because the experience is very important. And basically the business model, in fact, what the question that you had just asked Giovanni, kind of brought a lot of the ideas up again, because for me, digital is it's fundamental. It is the future. I cannot imagine any companies in the future not jumping on the digital bandwagon. Okay, the last company I had, it was basically digital promotion. Okay, especially for the millennials and of course generation afterwards, they're all digital natives. Okay, if you want this market, which has enormous spending power, okay, you must go digital. This is social media. This is talking about digital advertising, at least for the Chinese market. They country by country, culturally, let's say the Asian market is very advanced. Okay, just take China in itself, the power of WeChat, the power of Douyin, which is what you know as TikTok. TikTok has taken over the world, and most people, I think, don't know it's a Chinese company. Yeah. And it was, which is called Douyin. Videos are the future. Even, let's say, Instagram, Facebook is for older people now. Instagram is even aging itself, right? Who wants to swipe and read anymore? Everybody wants to see the videos. Right? No one has time, the attention span, or what have you. So for me, the digital is really fundamental, and it was the core of my last business.
And what about of course, we know that at least in the fashion industry, which is close by, the design industry, even it's very different, but at least we know that everybody's looking to China as a potential driver for growth or regrowth or relaunch, especially as I say, the fashion and the luxury industry. What are your expectations in terms of people, how they will react, how they will start back traveling, yes or no? What do you see among your network that is going to happen?
No, for sure. People are, it's like it's like we're saying, people are fed up from working at home. You're ready to just get out of your house. Same thing with travel. People are, itching to get out and travel. I mean, just us traveling from Italy to Switzerland, we were quite excited. It was a quite exciting experience because we've been locked in at home for so long. So for sure, the travel industry will, we don't know how long it's going to last, because obviously it's, everybody must be very careful with the situation of COVID-19 and also the resurgence. So, I still think social distancing is very important. I mean, personally speaking myself, I may wait, I don't know if I will travel by airplane this year, right? I think a lot of people have canceled their summer vacations. A lot of it is focusing on local travel, maybe not international travel, but at least local travel. You travel around Switzerland or you travel around Italy, the nearby places. So, the tourism industry, I think, will still come back for sure. It's just, it'll take a while, I think, before the international travel industry will pick up.
Okie dokie. And starting up a new company, starting up a new adventure, which I understand is picking up a lot of trends which are now happening, especially the flexible working, especially the digital economy moving forward. But what is your next step? What are you looking for? Is there someone listening that would be able to help and partner with you in the constitution or setup or scale up of your venture? What are you looking for today?
I mean, definitely we're looking for an investor to partner with us. We're not just looking for money because, money you can find. We're looking for a partner who believe in our vision. Okay. And, we're not a startup company working out a garage, doing everything organically. We're play big or go home. So, it's very important to move very fast. Technology moves very fast. The demands and the needs of people are very fast. There's a need, and, the timing, at least for Urban X, is very key. During the whole COVID experience, it has even enhanced the need of having a platform like Urban X. So, we're looking for investment partners, like I said, who have the vision, who are aggressive and want to make a big impact. And, obviously also in a positive way, to find a sustainable solution to, help the people find a place to work.
Super. And who could be like a potential good partner for you in this venture? Like, do you have someone in mind, like in terms of corporate industry player, venture capital? Like, do you have your best wish would be to meet which kind of partner?
Ideally, a venture capitalist, right? Who's interested in seed. We're an idea right now. We're in the seed stage, okay, development, and this will, of course, sustain us to a faster growth. Corporate partners are also very ideal because, especially, for example, the hospitality industry, they understand that their business model is not sustainable anymore. Hotels for sleeping, it's a hard model now. So we've already seen the trends of hotels expanding into, let's say, a lifestyle experience. Again, this is probably driven by the power of millennials, the work-life balance, especially with all the technology and the devices, like I mentioned before, you never turn off. Okay? You can work anywhere, anytime. And so a lot of these hospitality places, they offer places to eat, places to sleep, places to hang out. It's not necessarily just the traditional a place to sleep.
Yeah.
So, an ideal partner would be even a large hotel, medium, small, large hotel, who want to offer all of their lobby spaces. Maybe they have conference rooms that are empty. They probably have hotel rooms now, especially this year, that are empty, which easily can be converted into an office space. Take the bed out, put a couple of more desks in there, and you can rent out that room for 3-4 hours or for the week as office space.
Giovanni, what do you think about this idea and business model?
But I think it's really interesting because I have been all the time really impressed when I was traveling and before COVID about all this lobby hotel in the Ace Hotel or Hoxton Hotel in London or New York, to see all these lobbies full of creative people working on their laptop. And thinking about now, they will have the same issue that we have now when we travel. I mean, the lobby will be impossible now to stay close to the other people. So the same hotel, they have to find new solutions to have these people back. So they need to have a structured co-working office. A part of the lobby will be more structured. And what will be really interesting, it will be the possibility to book the place. Because if I'm going, I don't know, tomorrow in London and I need a place to work close to, close to the client that I have to go to see afterwards, I cannot arrive there and see that is fully booked. So it will be great to have the opportunity to book the place, and it would be great to book another place, perhaps a meeting room for my clients, to see my clients. And I don't know, it's part of the flexibility that now it will be our normal life, right? So due to the fact that we can work everywhere and we can meet people everywhere, but now we have to work and meet in structured places. First of all, we need these places. Second, we need places that are not so expensive, like in some cities, like some co-working spaces. But and we need to book, and we will need to book it. So that would be great.
I think we found our first customer. So maybe we should talk after and we can find a collaboration.
Absolutely.
Yes. We would love to be able also to match the spirit of the innovation center we are creating. Is actually
absolutely.
To set up relations and create business opportunities, of course, at the end. So let's hope that it's actually going to be a marriage, a business marriage, of course. Good. So, yeah, I think we went through a lot of topics, both in the area of entrepreneurship, startup, new creation of companies, especially during this new COVID wave of new customers. You mentioned that one of the areas where you're going to have marketing allocation, but actually understand the final customer. So what is actually the customer of my customer looking for at the moment, but also a lot of technology needs. So should you, as the marketing director at Harper, right now look for ideas and innovation from a technology communities? Which are the technologies that you are looking with more interest right now?
I'm really curious about the what is coming out in the technology industry, and there are a lot of things very interesting. For sure, we don't have to run, because when you adopt a new technology, you have to adopt it and use it, because the people will get some good service of it. So what is really important to us is in this moment is to understand how really to create a virtual experience of our situation and solution that are really close to the real life. And so in the website, we are investing a lot in creating this kind of 3D virtual events and experience. It's really important think about rendering, think about how to recreate from a design of a product to have something really close to the reality. So it's really important to understand which are the right software that can allow us to have a very nice presentation of the product. At the same time, in our showroom, as I said before, it's really important to have this, I would say, virtual experience close to the physical experience. Now, in this moment, the people need both. The architects need both, because they want to touch the fabric, they want to sit on the product, but at the same time, it would be interesting if they can play with the project in the showroom.
Have you already found technology which are mature enough for what you're actually thinking to do, or not yet?
We are using different technology. We are looking for different, I would say, hardware. We already tried the Oculus Go in a presentation to journalists and to our architect to represent the showroom in 3D. I don't know if it's the future in terms of presentation, but it was really impactful. Let's see, there are a lot of different interesting technology. What is really interesting is the data when the architect or our client will see in our website. What is really interesting is about the analytics that you can do in terms of you can really see how much time they spend in looking or interacting with different software or technology. So that will drive us to understand which are the right one, I would say.
And assuming that tomorrow you have a scale-up company or a startup company from a super dynamic entrepreneur like Candy, which is coming to you with exactly the right solution that you need from a technical point of view, but not necessarily, or you understand that the company is not yet mature in terms of financial, and therefore, if you start working with this company, you're not 100% sure that they will still exist in 6 months, because you're not sure about how they're going to perform in terms of sale or how they're going to perform in terms of fundraising. Like, would you bet on this company, or at which condition would you bet on this company?
Oh, it's a big question right now. I'm not the CEO and I'm not the owner of the Harper company, so it's really difficult to answer in the right way. For sure, you have to take risk. For sure, you have to take risk in this moment with young companies and startup, and you have to bet in some of these new opportunities you have in the market, or you will stay behind. In this moment is how Candy before was saying, is technology is going so fast. You have to really try to analyze what is the right technology for you. If you find something really interesting, you don't see you don't have to look at if it's a young company or where it's based, or you have to take it to me, because that will change completely your business in the future.
And Kenny, I don't know if you had already this experience in terms of trying to look for partners or trying, let's say, to look for providers, and you already had experienced this situation where they told you, oh, you have a great solution, you have a great project, you're probably the right person for me, but I don't trust enough the level of the company in which you are. Is it something that you have a response for that in case someone argues this point?
Well, I think, in any successful startup company, when you get your first customer, it's always, it's enough almost to convince the other customers to follow, right? In my previous company, for example, luckily, we had a big customer that believed in our vision. Even 6 months before we launched, they signed on, and immediately we started having people call us to say, hey, I heard you signed up with these people. What do you do? We want to be part of it too. So I think it's very important to find, it's like a partner that you need to collaborate, like I said before, that have the same vision and they believe in the vision. And these are companies, of course, that take the risk, and, they must trust you. And I was thinking back before with the discussion before about technology, something like virtual reality is helping, fashion industries and furniture industries. And with the technological changes, it quickly changed from virtual reality to augmented reality, which can go beyond even to the medical fields and, all of this. So, the technology is very important to, like you say, to stay ahead of the game and, really, really to survive. And it is risk taking, but, these are what we call the adoption curve. These are the, early innovators. They go through the phases. You find very few who are early adopters, and then you go with, the curve that goes to the mass.
If I understand correctly, you're saying that the first company or the first customer, if it is a B2B, I guess you're talking about companies, it's very important in order to be able then to gain the next one. So,
yes.
As a strategy, try to gain the very first best as possible customer as possible, and which are then the opportunities that you have as a startupper, entrepreneur, to make sure that you manage to gain this as a customer. What can you offer them instead of only, let's say, the solution?
The first customer. I think at least specifically, I speak in my case, a lot of the technology is, developed based on what we think the market needs. If you find your first customer, exactly their pain points and what they need, and my strategy would be to create a solution that fits their need. Because, for example, if it's a large hotel chain, there will be very similar needs with all the different hotel chains. And, if you have this commitment, because at the end of the day, it's a collaboration, they take the risk, support us. We create a solution that solves their problems. At the end of the day, all startup ideas, it's solving a problem that exists in the world. Right? And that's innovation. We're always looking to solve the next problem.
So it's basically offering to this customer the competitive advantage to be the first one that receives the solution that responds to their problem and solving the needs.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. And we went through really a lot of elements. I think we covered a lot of opportunity, also potential business matching, which maybe you're going to have. I don't know if Harper is going to have some available offices for starting up Urbanix project, which I hope. And then, of course, we all welcome you to do innovation here from our hub setting up. We are also a startup in a way or another. So basically what we are going to do, maybe for your information, we are ramping up a co-working center, but then the reality of fact is we want to create an innovation center. We are going to candidate ourselves to become a Switzerland Innovation Park. It's a process, so it will take some time, but the good thing is that if we are able to do that, we might access funding and budget for R&D activities carried out here. So we welcome you in Switzerland, of course, whenever you want. And thank you very much for your time and your availability.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carlo. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you.